What's up, guys? It's Ben from Election Predictions 2020, and today I'm going to be looking at the hypothetical matchup of Ted Cruz versus Hillary Clinton if Ted Cruz had won the Republican primary in 2016. I want to thank all my 100 subscribers. We met the goal, and so I'll be announcing my surprise at the end of this video. So obviously in 2016, Donald Trump won the Republican nomination for president. Many of the elites were not happy with this, but Ted Cruz was the guy who came in second, and he was seen kind of as the last defense against Trump. So like people who were very never Trump voted for Cruz, even though he wasn't their first choice. So just going into here, I'm going to fill in all the states that Mitt Romney won in 2012 because I think that Ted Cruz would have held those states as well. So, the Solid South, the Bible Belt, Ted Cruz was from the state of Texas. He definitely would have carried that. These Midwestern states, let's see, going around here. Let's see, I'm definitely missing some. West Virginia, but then let's just fill in all the blue states. These are the states that I think Hillary Clinton definitely would have taken if all these small states are just kind of obviously for Hillary Clinton they've historically been. But a lot of the people in the media going into this election, they said that Trump and Cruz were the two people that were definitely going to lose to Hillary Clinton, and obviously the pundits were wrong about Trump. So I just want to look at, hey, would have Ted Cruz beaten Hillary Clinton like Donald Trump did? So I'm just going to keep on filling in these states, and I think this is where we have it. And Alaska and Hawaii, you can't forget about those. And so I left out two of these states that Mitt Romney won because I think that they still could have been kind of toss-ups if Ted Cruz had been the nominee. In Arizona, I still think Ted Cruz would have won it. Arizona has a high Latino population, and although it has been trending blue for a while, I think Ted Cruz being a Cuban immigrant would have helped him with the Latino voters. Same with North Carolina. I think North Carolina, Ted Cruz would win like Mitt Romney. North Carolina, although you might not consider it being part of the Bible Belt, I think Ted Cruz being an evangelical and being able to connect with a lot of these deeply Christian voters, I think he would have done very well in North Carolina, even if he didn't win by the same 3-point margin that Donald Trump did. And going into Florida, Florida is kind of seen as this very competitive swing state. Donald Trump only won the state by 1.2 percentage points. I do think Ted Cruz would be able to hold this state. He is a Cuban immigrant. There's a lot of people who escaped Cuba, like back in the day when Fidel Castro was leading Cuba, the communist state of Cuba. They moved to Florida, and there's a large Cuban population that tends to be more conservative than the Latino population in the U.S. at large, just because they've seen how horrible communism is, and they kind of just shift to the right a lot. And so next up, I'm going to go to the state of Michigan. This is a state that Donald Trump only won by like half a percentage point. It went 10 points for Obama. I don't think that Ted Cruz would have the same appeal to the white working class that Donald Trump did. And some people in the media said this was a fluke that Donald Trump won, that like all the conditions were right. Hillary Clinton didn't campaign there. But I just don't think Ted Cruz would be able to connect with some of those like blue collar voters that were not very politically correct, like Donald Trump did. And kind of a similar situation in Pennsylvania, although I do think Ted Cruz would do better in Pennsylvania than he did in Michigan. Next up is the state of Iowa. I do think Ted Cruz would win Iowa. He actually very narrowly beat Donald Trump here in the 2016 Republican primary. So I think that shows that Ted Cruz still would have done like nearly as well as Donald Trump or better in the 2016 general election. Iowa has a big evangelical population, and they came out for Ted Cruz in the Republican primary. And same with Ohio. So Iowa, like I said in my last video, went 16 points. It was a 16-point swing from how Mitt Romney did there in 2012. Mitt Romney lost Iowa, and Donald Trump won the state by around 13 points. And although I don't think that Ted Cruz would have done as well in Ohio as Donald Trump did, just because he doesn't have that same appeal to the white working class voters, I still think he would have been able to outperform Mitt Romney by probably about 3 or 4 points, which means that he would have won the state by about 2 to 3 points at large. It's a lot less than Donald Trump's 10-point win in Ohio, but still, I think Hillary Clinton was a very unattractive candidate, and that some of the people who voted for Obama would have voted for Ted Cruz just because they despise Hillary Clinton. And so next up is the state of Nevada. This is a state that Hillary Clinton won in 2016 versus Donald Trump. I think that Ted Cruz actually would have won the state of Nevada. Even in the 2016 Republican primary, Ted Cruz did better with a lot of the Latino videos, Latino voters. I think that Donald Trump could have ostracized some of the Latino voters who tend to be very Christian and probably more conservative on social issues, but still did not like Donald Trump's rhetoric. I think that Ted Cruz could have appealed to some of these voters and won over, for sure, some Latino voters that probably voted for Hillary Clinton instead of Donald Trump, or just stayed home at large. And Wisconsin, I'm always talking about Wisconsin. Out of the Rust Belt states of Minnesota, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, Wisconsin is more favorable to the Republicans. Still, I do not think that Ted Cruz would have had the same appeal as Donald Trump. I think Ted Cruz would put a lot of time and money and energy into the state, but I still think he would have lost the state by about 1 or 2 points. This is a state that Obama won by a 5 or 6 or 7 point margin, and I think Ted Cruz would have improved, but I don't think he would have improved as much as Donald Trump. So there you have it. In my projections, I think that if Ted Cruz were the Republican nominee, that Hillary Clinton would have won. And Donald Trump and Ted Cruz were two very different candidates, although they both kind of tried to give kind of this outsider status. They're trying to be the outsider candidate. I think Donald Trump damaged Ted Cruz in the primary a lot, calling him Lying Ted, and even kind of branding him part of the establishment, even though that he wasn't. And as you can see, it really just came down to these 3 Rust Belt states that Donald Trump flipped. He only won these states by 70,000 votes. So, there was not much margin for error. And I just don't think that Ted Cruz would have had the same appeal. And for those of you that have been anxiously waiting, the surprise that I was going to announce since I reached 100 subscribers by the end of May, it is that now I'm going to be uploading videos 3 to 4 times a week instead of just the Monday and Thursday. So now I'll be uploading videos Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and sometimes even one of those extra days in the week. So this is how I'm kind of starting up with the video on Friday. And my next goal is that I'm going to try to get 250 subscribers by May 15th. And if I meet that goal, I will be doing a giveaway to 3 of my subscribers. So if you want to be eligible for that, please subscribe right here. It should be popping up pretty soon. And for my next video that I will post this Monday, it will be a hypothetical matchup between Nikki Haley and Andrew Cuomo. So please tune in for that. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you haven't.